What's good, Toiletarians? I'm your host, Toilet Terry, and you're all watching Toilet Talk with Terry. That would be me. Tonight's topic is things you can't say in public. Well, that's one that I'm pretty acclimated to. I mean, I've got Asperger's, so that's not funny. We've all done it. My grandfather, who doesn't have Asperger's, but used to do it all the time. I mean, before he got hearing aids, that is. I remember before he got hearing aids, he and I were out in public, and yeah, we saw this man who was he was big. Big. Why don't y'all shut your mouths? So anyway, he had on this big red hoodie. Like, he had a mohawk, and like granddaddy couldn't help it. He couldn't help it because he couldn't hear what he was saying. He just was like, "Ooh, look at that big red chicken!" And I had to scream at him. I was like, "He heard you!" And then, just as we think he may have not heard us, the man turns around. Luckily, I was able to convince the man that my grandfather was schizophrenic. He saw things that weren't really there, and he saw a big red chicken with a big red butt. And, yeah. Speaking of which, I was playing Would You Rather with my sister when I was younger one time. And I told her, would you rather say, "Look at the fat red chicken," or "the big red chicken" in public, or would you rather yell "bombs away" at an airport? And of course, she chose the other one, because who would want to suffer the consequences of saying "bombs away" in an airport? Bomber busters to the rescue. No, just kidding. That's way out of date. You know, I know from experience, good examples of what not to do or say in public. You know, from things I've seen out of others and some mistakes that I've made. I mean, from what I've seen out of others, probably the most memorable one was when I was at Cracker Barrel. And this cracker in the bathroom stall. Y'all are horrible. Y'all are awful. This cracker is singing "In the Jungle, the Mighty Jungle" in the bathroom stall. I would actually sing it, but I don't sing, okay? And I'm just thinking to myself, dude, what it out. And yeah, I've also made some mistakes in the bathroom before. I'll tell you this. Me and my buddy JJ were in a public bathroom one time, and there was this guy in the stall who farted. I thought it was JJ, so out loud, I was like, "Really, dude? Really?" And then JJ was like, "Shh, that wasn't me. That guy thinks you're talking to him now." Oh, good work, John. And then this other time, I left the bathroom. He didn't know I had left. I had been using the stall, and he'd been using the stall next to me. This guy in the same stall who had gone in, and somehow JJ hadn't noticed. He farted too, and then JJ was like, "Excuse you, John." Turns out this guy's name was John as well. And so he goes, "Wait, how do you know my name?" And then he goes, "Oh, I thought you were my friend John, sitting in the stall. Sorry." Wow, what a coincidence. Hey, can I pray for you? Oh, man. Because that's what we do. We go out in public and we love on people and we pray for them. Because that's what we do. However, the other time when I was in the bathroom with him and that happened, the guy in the stall was like, "I can't help it. Mind your business." And I was like, "Ooh, this guy sure does need prayer. You want to ask?" And JJ was like, "I don't think so. I'm kind of scared." I remember one time we were at a theme park. Sorry, I'm a cracker. We were at this theme park. I already said that. Now I'm acting like Mr. Repetitive. We were at this theme park, and this kid who was walking in front of us just fell out of nowhere. My sister, who was about 4 at the time, was like, "Ha ha ha, that kid is so funny. Ha ha." And my parents were like, "Shh, cut it out. What do you need, hearing aids already?" My cousin Ethan is worse, though. Or was worse when he was younger. He used to point out people's errors and flaws in public, behind their backs, looking at them without them knowing it, until Nana put a stop to it. This one time, Ethan was like, "Whoa, look at the guy with the big head. He looks like a balloon on top of a toothpick." And then Nana was like, "Okay, stop it. That is not cool. That is not Christ-like," because she's a very godly woman. Ethan and I used to play this game where we would point out people in public and say, okay, if that guy or that girl were an animal, what animal would they be? We saw this guy who was like big, just big. Shut your mouths. Oh, this cracker who was big. And Ethan was like, when I asked him, what kind of animal would that big guy over there, or that guy over there be? And he was like, oh, that's easy, a cow. And then we saw this African American dude with a flat top, and I was like, okay, what would he be? And he goes, oh, that's easy, a turtle. And then we saw this guy who was really hairy, and I'm like, all right, what would he be, Ethan? And he goes, no, I think it's your turn. What would he be? And I go, well, that's easy, Chewbacca. And then after that, he was like, okay, it's your turn again. I saw this lady who was just smiling at everybody she saw, and I could tell it was driving them crazy. And I go, oh, that's easy. She's a dog. Which leads me into our next topic. Toiletarians, join us on the next Toilet Talk with Terry for Be Happy. It drives everybody, or it drives people crazy, okay? Don't forget to click subscribe for more content. You do not want to miss what's to come. It's gonna be lit. You don't want to miss it. Peace, y'all. Hold up.